Hello friends, it's Angela and I'm back doing a little bit of journaling in my traveler's notebook. So today I'm using the one that is all about my traveling, where I have different trips and things like that. And we just went on a little adventure I'm continuing from the last video where I talked all about Barkerville, the gold rush, and we went to Osoyoos. So that's in British Columbia, Canada, and we just went there for a couple days. And I was journaling a bit in the evening from our balcony and doing some writing. So now I've got maps and a bunch of things that I saved and cut out from there, places we ate, things that we did, and I'm ready to put it in here. So today's going to kind of be a scrappy vlog. I'm going to just chat about our adventures like I always do, and kind of glue and cut and do things as we go. So I hope you stay with me and enjoy the video. So I have ran out of glue tape, so I found this kids glue and I found some sticky round circles that I'm going to try and use for some of these little things as I go. So last time, I think I left last time off at Barkerville. So now so far I've got my last trip to Vancouver. If you haven't seen that video where I talk all about going there for my heart transplant, check out the playlist all on Traveler's Journal and Traveler's Notebook. And then we went to Vegas to get married on a crazy little adventure. And then that's where we went to the Grand Canyon. And now I'm going to take out this book. And my grandma came up to visit me, and we did Barkerville together. So that was the last one that I did, and I talked all about that on the other videos. So each of them go in a row, and now I'm on Osoyoos. So I always make kind of like a cover page. This one I decorated. I'll see how much stuff I have and what will fit on here. So it was really fun. Oh, and I cut out this little golfing thing, even though we went to go golfing, wanted to, but it was 41 degrees and it was so crazy hot. We could not dare to golf. We would just, you could hardly breathe. Ooh, that's pretty, but I don't have too much stuff, so I'm gonna have to use my my stamps and things, I think, because, oh, here, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what all I have to decorate this one with. So I always go to the tourist information booth to get different flyers and pamphlets to cut things out. But they didn't have a ton there this time, so I went downstairs and I found some old stamps. And I thought these were kind of cute because, like this flip-flop one, because it's the middle of summer. And I was thinking this one was really cute. And which other one I thought was so cute? Oh, Happy Together. Yeah, that one. These ones, the rest are kind of more seasonal. But this one works. And this real life one I thought was kind of cool. And I can use those to decorate a little bit. And we stopped for ice cream, so that one might be perfect. So I'll have that to decorate, I think. And then I got some sunny yellow and some brown cardstock. And this came in a cute drink. I don't know how I can get this in my book, but I'm going to try. So we will see. Okay, so I found a piece of teal paper, which I think is going to be so pretty. And I really don't do this to be perfect anymore. I used to be such a perfectionist when it came to things, and now I don't even care. I'm just doing it to have memories logged, because I find when for years trying to do everything perfect, and when scrapbooking was like the thing I was into, then I had to just do it a certain way, and I just don't have time to do that anymore. I want it to be fun and light and imperfect, just like the writing that's in my journal anyway. I love this turquoise. It's going to look really pretty on here, I think. I think I'll double do it. I hope I don't run out of glue, because, oh, I guess I do have these little glue dots I can use, but I don't want the corners to be catching. So I think I'm just gonna put this on here. Like you can see, I didn't even cut it perfectly. It's kind of off, but that might bug me. Let's see. It's far from perfect, but having it cut crooked is just extra bad for me. There. Okay. All right. That's cute with those colors, I think. I like that. Yeah, so we just had a super fun time. So I'll start with our drive down. Basically, as we started our journey in the car, it was got to 41 degrees by the time we got there, and it took us about 8.5 hours because my husband drove oops, I didn't even finish this. And see, I'm talking and doing at the same time. Oh my goodness, well, you guys are seeing like real life, super real life ADD. Okay. So as we were driving down there, it took like 8.5 hours, and he was driving the Harley and I took the car, because if you guys know my story about how I just had the heart transplant, and I'm on chemo therapy right now and stuff, so it does a lot of damage to my bones, and so I can't sit on the Harley anymore for very long. So we thought if he drives that, he can still have fun, because he wanted to take that. And I can still have fun when we get there, because Osoyoos is on the border of BC and the US. And what I can do is when we get there, I can hop on whatever day we're going to do and kind of go across the line and have lunch or whatever on the Harley. And then it won't be so hard on my bones to be sitting that long, because I have a really bad issue right now with my ankles, knees, and my tailbone. So because of that, I drove the car, which enabled us to kind of basically, I had room for like blow up air mattresses and things like that. So that was kind of nice to be able to bring that stuff with us. And we were also able to bring a toolkit in the back of the car in case anything happened on the bike on the way down. It's a really good bike though. Nothing happened, and it's such a good bike. Like, that was one of the best vehicles that we've purchased. Okay, so I'm done my cover page. Now I wrote a whole bunch of stuff, so I need to figure out what's gonna fit in here. And what is the most important? Oh, this is where we stayed, but it's kind of little. Ooh, that one will fit right there. That was perfect. So by the time we got there, because he's taking the bike, it took a long time, because the bike only lasts so long with fuel, and we have to stop at nearly every gas station. But that was okay, because he was so sore, because he hadn't been on the bike like that in a couple of years for a trip like that, because like we hadn't been able to go anywhere because of my health. So everywhere we were going was hospitals. So it just felt so good. It felt so free to be able to go somewhere where we were actually on our very first lounging kind of holiday, even though it was for 3 nights. It was just great. And we ended up going here and we had the best service. It was just a normal Smitty's, but it was so clean and so nice. I grabbed their card just so I could have it for my journal because it was just so beautiful. So that was a great memory of that restaurant. And then one night we went out and we had the best Greek food. And that was at this place. It's called the Diamond Steak and Seafood. That was so good. I definitely recommend that if you ever go there, for sure. It was really, really yummy. So yeah, and then late at night we went for a dip in the hotel, and then the next day, actually right when we got there, we went straight to the lake. That was first. And we went jumping in the lake, and it was so refreshing. And Osoyoos Lake is the most beautiful lake I think we have in BC to me, and I've swam at almost all the lakes up to from Vancouver to Prince George nearly, and there's no leeches. It's crystal clear. It's just so nice, so fresh and refreshing. And there was the cutest little kids area where I was just thinking of my grandbaby, how they would just love to jump all over the play center out in the water. And what I can do is when we get there, I can hop on whatever day we're going to do and kind of go across the line and have lunch or whatever on the Harley, and then it won't be so hard on my bones to be sitting that long because I have a really bad issue right now with my ankles, knees, and my tailbone. So because of that, I drove the car, which enabled us to kind of basically, I had room for like blow up air mattresses and things like that. So that was kind of nice to be able to bring that stuff with us. And we were also able to bring a toolkit in the back of the car in case anything happened on the bike on the way down. It's a really good bike though. Nothing happened, and it's such a good bike. Like, that was one of the best vehicles that we've purchased. Okay, so I'm done my cover page. Now I wrote a whole bunch of stuff, so I need to figure out what's gonna fit in here. And what is the most important? Oh, this is where we stayed, but it's kind of little. Ooh, that one will fit right there. That was perfect. So by the time we got there, because he's taking the bike, it took a long time because the bike only lasts so long with fuel, and we have to stop at nearly every gas station. But that was okay because he was so sore because he hadn't been on the bike like that in a couple of years for a trip like that, because like we hadn't been able to go anywhere because of my health. So everywhere we were going was hospitals. So it just felt so good. It felt so free to be able to go somewhere where we were actually on our very first lounging kind of holiday, even though it was for 3 nights. It was just great. And we ended up going here and we had the best service. It was just a normal Smitty's, but it was so clean and so nice. I grabbed their card just so I could have it for my journal because it was just so beautiful. So that was a great memory of that restaurant. And then one night we went out and we had the best Greek food. And that was at this place. It's called the Diamond Steak and Seafood. That was so good. I definitely recommend that if you ever go there, for sure. It was really, really yummy. So yeah, and then late at night we went for a dip in the hotel, and then the next day, actually right when we got there, we went straight to the lake. That was first. and we went jumping in the lake, and it was so refreshing. And Osoyoos Lake is the most beautiful lake I think we have in BC to me, and I've swam at almost almost all the lakes up to from Vancouver to Prince George nearly, and there's no leeches. It's crystal clear. It's just so nice, so fresh and refreshing. And there was the cutest little kids area where I was just thinking of my grandbaby, how they would just love to jump all over the play center out in the water. Okay, so I got that page done. And like I wrote down, is we heard that night that when we got there that a wildfire broke out right on the way on the highway where we came in. And if you know anything about British Columbia's wildfires, we're quite dry, and we suffer a lot of wildfires. And the last couple of years we've had severe wildfires to the point where a lot of places have been evacuated. So it was really scary because I didn't want to go the other way home, which was way longer. So we just thought, let's not even look at the news. I know that sounds kind of bad, but let's not even look at the news, and let's just enjoy our 3 days and hope for the best. And apparently it was very far from the highway. It was more into the forest, so we were fine, and we were able to go home the same way. Yeah, that was so great. So the next day we went across the line on the bike and had lunch at this really awesome restaurant. I can't remember what it's called. We have pictures of it. I just can't remember what it's called. It was like a diner where we had all sorts of people. It was packed, and they were acting like it wasn't even that hot, and 40 degrees Celsius for me, we're not used to that. We're not climatized to that when we go to minus 40 in the winter. So here Osoyoos, it doesn't go to minus 40. It probably doesn't even go to minus 5, maybe even 0. I'm not sure, but from where we are in northern BC, it gets way colder. Okay, I might get my markers and do some little bit of coloring on here. Let's see. I grabbed 2 pencil crayons that kind of the same color as this cardstock here, so I thought that would be kind of pretty. So yeah, we just had a great time. And one night we went actually every night at night in the evening when it was more tolerable, we would go for drives. We would go way up in the mountains, and we would look at all the houses, and we would go around to see golf courses. And there was this one place, where is that little thing? Oh, this is it. It was called Nikemip RV Park, and it had a beach bar, like a bar right on the water that was just hopping. It had every color umbrella, and it had a Mexican theme, and everybody was partying, and it just looked like the funnest place ever. But it was crazy packed, and there was people everywhere, and you could barely drive the car. We could barely turn around because people were walking everywhere so crazy in the middle of the street, and there was kind of drunk people everywhere too. So that looked like a crazy place to hang out, but fun to have a beach bar right there on the water. It looked like a really cool RV park. So I'm not going too crazy with this, but this is supposed to be this is like this huge play center that was out in the water, and kids would get on their life jackets and go out and play on these huge blow up party barge that was just massive. There was hundreds of kids on it. So that was kind of fun. That was really fun to watch, because we'd always go sit as much in the shade as we can, because I'm not allowed to even be in the sun without a hat kind of sunglasses, sunscreen. And it's really hard when you're jumping in and out of the water to kind of keep your sunscreen on. So yeah, it was difficult to stay in the shade when it's that hot because everybody wanted to be in the shade. It was kind of using up all the shady spots, but we found it. We managed to find it and we made out okay. And we just were watching this blow up thing with all the kids on it, and it was actually funny because the lifeguards, they weren't even watching the kids. Like, I was watching what they were doing and they were not paying any attention. And there's like 25 kids on this part jumping, plugging their nose and jumping in the water right here. Like, it was so cute, except that they were just chatting it up. They must have hired 2 little young girls that just weren't paying any attention to much. And so anyway, I hope that nothing goes wrong there, but yeah, it was really fun. Every morning at our hotel, which was this one, the Super 8, it was great. Had a continental breakfast, so I would go down and get coffee for us, and that was really nice. I'm not doing this. I'm just kind of chicken scratching this to give it a little bit of color. Not worrying too much about this, but it was really bright and cheery. So yeah, we would take our breakfast and we would go in the car, and anyway, I'm all over the place. So anyway, come down, chill out. What we would do at night, would get in the car and we would look at all of the places that we seen in the day, but it was too hot to go do. So we would go up in the mountains and just tons of exploring. And along the water, we found so many cool RV sites. Just had so much fun. So there was even these really neat scooter rentals, which I drew here. Does not look like a scooter, but anyway, it was a bunch of them, just scooters that were just outside of the hotel doors. And I guess I've never heard of it, but it was a really neat idea. And I thought, what a good business idea. All these electric scooters, and you scan this app called Sparrow, and you just hop on it and it charges you by the minute. It's like 15 cents a minute or something like that. And you just go all through town on the scooter, and there's 6 different locations all over that you can drop the scooter back off. So if you want to go to the beach for the day, you just take the scooter there, drop it off so you're not paying, and then at night, go back, and there was always scooters available. And they had helmets hanging on them, and no one stole anything. It just seemed like such a nice, clean town. Really beautiful. So we really enjoyed everything so far. I have a picture of this guy golfing, but it was so hot we just could not golf. It wasn't happening. Oh, this is so funny. So Jamie asked if he could drive the bike. Apparently that's him and me. Yikes. That is really scary if that's what I look like. But I just wanted him to have fun, and if you wanted to draw on that, that's great. We'll just leave it alone. Too funny. So anyway, I want to share something with you guys. So I was at the pool one day, and actually I was carrying the towels down to the pool, and there was this, like, nobody was there. And then I put my towels down on these 2 chairs in the shade, and all of a sudden 2 other ladies come, and they put their towel like right beside mine on this chair that was like right close to ours. And I thought, that's super strange. Why would you squish right beside us? And then why would you squish right beside us? And when there's a million other chairs here you could sit on. So anyway, we get talking, and I'm telling you, there's a magic in connection. Honestly, we got chatting, and I have this book that I just put out, you'll probably seen it on my channel. It's in the description if you're interested or you want to know what I'm talking about. It's called the Emotional First Aid Journal for Women, because if you guys know, I'm a professional counselor, and so I love to do stuff like that and create things. And anyway, she starts telling me that she's an author and she's wrote children's books and all these other things. And I thought, oh, that's so bizarre. That is so cool. And we just got talking, and you know how when you just connect with someone and they are just like, oh, you know, you're like kindred spirits almost. Well, that's how it was. And then she goes on to tell us that she has this place in Arizona that she rents out. And we have been just talking about trying out Arizona because before I got sick, we tried to do every year we'd go to Palm Springs. Like that was our fun place to go. And so anyway, we were saying, oh, maybe we should mix it up a little bit and go to Arizona because it's the same kind of feeling but different place. So we can see more of the world. And here she has this place and she starts telling me all about it. And it just sounds amazing. And then we got talking about my heart and cancer and everything. And she's like, oh, I really want you guys to come and stay at my place. I would just love it. And then I was so excited about her books. I thought, oh, it would have been so nice to see what books you wrote because I just love stuff like that. And she's like, well, I actually have it in my car and I can go get it. And I'm like, are you serious? So we went out and sat at the picnic table and I looked through the books she wrote. She wrote her life story, and then she wrote a bunch of children's book series all around the spider that she came up with, and it's all like true. And I got her card. Yeah, Bert the spider goes on vacation. So cute. So I got her card and we're going to stay connected. And I actually bought 2 of her books. I was going to buy the kids' books, but then I decided that I wanted to read her life story. So I ended up buying that book. We had just so many cool adventures. It was just awesome. And one day we spent the entire day at the beach, and after meeting Nina at the pool and going across the line for lunch and having so much fun doing different things, it was just so great to be able to go back to our room where, oh, Creekside Kitchen, that's the restaurant that was across the line. It was so good. And I think it was in what was the town called? We went through Orville, and then we went to a place that started with a T, Tenasket. I think it was Tenasket. And that's where we ate. So that would have been the place that we ate. Oh, this is the wrong marker. This is the one that I like. Yeah, so it was just so much fun and so relaxing. Such a great time. And then to meet those ladies, and she was actually going back to her place in Arizona, and she said she'd even be there when we got there and make fresh muffins. And I'm just like, wow, this lady is amazing. Isn't it so cool, the people you meet when you travel? We always seem to meet such wonderful people. Like, I don't think there's been ever a trip where we didn't meet friends. And of course, you don't always stay connected to those people that you just run into and talk to on the golf course, but you have memories of your conversations. I do. Do you guys? Tell me in the comments if you make friends when you're traveling. Like we always did, especially because Jamie's such a chatty Cathy. He always ends up talking, but I ended up talking to these ladies because like this Nina was so awesome and just my type of person. It was just so great to make a connection, and now we're going to stay in touch. We already have by email, and so I just think this is so fun. The really cool thing about Osoyoos Lake is that it's split about 2/3 in Canada and 1/3 in the US. So that is so fun because when we went across the line, right here where the border is, we went to Veterans Memorial Park, where this part's all in Canada, and this part, right, the lake continues down like about that far into the US, and it was so fun going to the beach on both sides. And I was able to figure out how to attach my little umbrella. So hopefully it's not too clunky. And I saved this really cute map. And that is the end of that little tiny 3-day journey. So I hope you enjoyed the little journal chat session. I got it back in my book, so now I have 2 super thick books, and that will be it for this next month's little journey. So I can't wait till I have our next trip, maybe in the fall. Who knows? Maybe something even sooner.